Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors in Winston, Chester. I'm glad you're here today. We've got a big show lined up, but first, as always, I'll get started with our weather, brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. Good programs going over there, and it's just it's great. One of the biggest things in education now. Let me go ahead and insert this. Is let's get kids in these vocational classes. They don't every kid don't need to go to college. Believe me, and there are a lot of good paying jobs out there where you just go to a trade school and learn a good trade and get to work right away. And don't have a lot of debt. So I'm a firm believer in that. Okay, a high today is going to be 76, low 56. So that's nice. The water temperature, it dropped 1 whole degree now. It's the biggest drop it's had in 6 weeks. It's dropped all the way down to 82. We're going to be talking about the last segment of the show about this, the migration and all. We didn't get to talk about it the other day, but the fall migration is starting, and that's a perfect sign right there. Our river reading brought to us by Mountain Dew. Take it outside with Mountain Dew. Apalachicola at Bluntstown, not much change, got a 1.1. And the Chattahoochee at Caryville, it's still got a good, look at the chart on that. Now, I don't know if it's showing on your chart. On mine, it shows it going up. It's at a 1.3, it's going up. I've got an email from a viewer over that way. Joel Singletary sent me an email and or a message. I want to read it to you later on about it. Set a record low that has been there a long time. So we're going to look at that later in the show. And this, we talked about how low it is now. We're getting the government agencies, confirming this too. All right, and also the tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Low tide at 9:06 this morning, and a high tide at 11:25, and a north wind coming in at about 8. So that low tide will be, you're going to some dead time between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock, and then it's going to start coming in. So, and then that north wind will hold it back a little bit. So be aware of that when you get it set up for you inshore fishing. All right, let's take a break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's go ahead and add some names, get some names in on a regular basis. We're going to add a name to our pickle jar. And guess what? Sometime during the show, guess what just came in the mail? A mystery tackle box that we're going to be giving away to one of you. So I get this exciting, great story. I looked this company up. I got a great story to tell you on that. But let's go and add some names in here, then we're going to draw later. Ben Finley, loyal viewer there in Ben, and a good fisherman. Man, he catches a lot of fish. Greg Ward. And his better half, Lisa Ward. All right, so we're in here. We're going to draw a little bit later. Let me read your email. The feedback we get from you folks has just really been remarkable over the years, and I appreciate it and try to honor all of them by sharing them. And this is fairly lengthy, and this is from Brad Wilnecker, who's been on the show before. Hey, Coach, Southeastern Dog Hunters Association was involved in the Coldwater Youth National Field Trial. Okay, this is over here in Blackwater State Forest. Okay, right to the west of us. I would like to share this picture with you when we spoke so much about the reasons our youth are so involved, and we talked about that on the show. We're experiencing, listen to this, we are experiencing astonishing growth of youth and families within our Southeastern Dog Hunters Association, and across the board in the state of Florida participating with hunting with hounds. And this is an old American tradition, hunting with hounds. This picture shows it all and backs up what we're telling our agencies. If I could ask you to please express via the show that you can, let's create dog hunting opportunities, and our future hunters will come. Just give them a chance to get out there. Okay, so movement across the Southeast, as we become more involved with the R3 community, we are bringing this to our agency's attention. And in this picture, Jackson Brownness is watching his dog on the GPS Alpha unit as it participates in a Coldwater Youth National Field Trial in the Blackwater Wildlife Management Area. And here's a picture. Now, he's not on a cell phone. He's not, not texting people and all. He's following his hound that he's helped raise, that he's fed in the morning and the afternoon, he's washed on the weekends, and he loves that dog, I guarantee you. And the dog is doing what that dog loves to do, and they're just having a good time. Great. And they're out in the woods and all, so I'm a firm believer, and thank you so much for sharing this with us, and it's great, so we want to encourage that. Okay, we've covered that. Jeff, we got to get that picture. We got to get that picture of y'all with the fish. I just thought about that. Listen, you say, what? Now look at this next. Okay, here it is. You say, why in the world are you putting this on an outdoor show? The Hallmark Channel, 10th anniversary, countdown to Christmas. Well, my sweet and beautiful wife, Gail, and my daughter, Wendy, they love these Hallmark Christmas, these movies. And I kid them about it, they're almost addicted to them. They just love those movies. And I know a lot of you folks out there watch them and all. And I get a kick out of them because the plot is the same. They're real cheesy, but they're sweet and all that kind of stuff. I get a kick out of them. But anyway, I showed this so you girls can be happy about watching this, and you guys who can look at a schedule. There's a schedule on here, and now you can go fishing and hunting during that, and everybody's happy. So that's why I'm sharing it. But they now have the whole program guide for the Hallmark, the 10th anniversary, the Christmas movies they put out. And if you know what I'm talking about, then you understand why I'm showing this. And if not, check it out. Okay, got this it's sort of fuzzy and all, but it's Florida Bass Nation, the team tournament trails, one of our very own, okay. Can you see it? Bodie Lachina. Bodie's been on the show before. He's in 8th place right now in the Florida Bass Nation team tournament landing. So that's a good job, Bodie. We told you all about his big red snapper being caught this past weekend, coming from all the way from Weewall, straight out of Weewall with David Rich catching that big one, that Rich's IGA. Nice snapper, David. Now that's not close to the camera now. That's just a big snapper. Okay. Braden Harris he just got a new boat. It's not a new model boat, but it's new to Braden, and he just broke it in. That's the first fish he caught off of it. Good job, Braden Harris. And Braden will be fishing in that Elizabeth Bodoff Memorial Tournament coming up in a couple of weeks. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Every now and then, let's do a flashback. Billy Lessig, and Billy's been on the show before. You know, Billy's in a wheelchair now, but what a great young man. When I coached him, and it just turned out he's a wonderful guy. And his best buddy, Sam Dortch, who I ran into Sam up at a Bozeman football game. I coached these two boys back when they were about this age, and they're fishing at the dam in Weewall. Fine young men who are now actually granddads, and I love that picture. Every now and then I want to do a throwback. That's how they used to catch them in Weewall. Billy Lessig and Sam Dortch. They were firemen when they finished school. Okay, got this email coming out of Buena Vista, Colorado. Jack Nichols, is there a way I can watch your show online? I live in Colorado and of course can't get it out here. I saw it while visiting family in PC. So I sent Jack a text back, an email back, about watching on YouTube. He sent a message back to me that he did pick it up on YouTube, and he's all excited. So now we have a loyal viewer in Buena Vista, Colorado. Okay, and Brad Stevens. I'm gonna have Brad on the show tomorrow. We're gonna have him explain this right here. Here's how my day is going. We call that a tax man. The tax man got his cut, but now they did have a good day. This is his daughter with her Lily, with her very first red snapper this past weekend. Good job and great picture. And Brad, good job taking that family out fishing and all. Listen, coming up this weekend over here in St. Joe Bay, and this is the October 19th, the 2019 Bayou Bash. I've been to this before. It's an entertaining tournament. It's a good tournament. It's at Presnell's Marina. You will know where that is. And first place, if you see trout, redfish, flounder, and then the trash, and then they have entertainment, and a lot of locals participate in this. And the captain's meeting is Friday. It's tomorrow night at 6 o'clock at Presnell's Marina. But great time will be held by the folks over there. And I don't know, I may run over there. That sounds like a lot of fun. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Okay, speaking of good events and all, welcome back. And tomorrow, don't forget now, the shooting sports, the shooting clays out at the what we used to call the old landfill, but now it's actually a really nice Bay County shooting range. It's going to be started at 8 o'clock registration, 8:30. We've talked about it 2 or 3 times, so I just want to mention it one more time. So I will be there, and it'll be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. Now I want to. I just got this in right before the show. This is a message. I got this message from Joel and Juanita Singletary. Okay, now check this out. This is from FEMA, so this is official. Joel just sent it to me. I'm going to check it out tonight. I mean, I believe it and all, but I just want to get more information on it. But I do want to share this part with you. understand is, well, now it's record low. Look at the bottom of the screen right there. It said record lows at Caryville. Now, it's my understanding, I don't completely, here's what, let's look at this real quick, because this is phenomenal, because they're setting, it looks like we are setting a record in our area that was set in 1954. Now, that's a negative 0.9 reading. And Jeff and I were just talking, how do you get a negative reading? I guess what they do where the mark is 0, they just start going down. And you see then, that was 1954, then the second place was 0.81, was in 2000, and then it goes on down, then and number 5 was set in 1968. But now, look at 1954, and what month was that? October. And look at number 4. What month was that? October. And then look at the other, all 5 readings are either in July, well actually August, July, August, or October, or September. In the later part of summer, really in the fall, we talk about all the time how the fall is such a dry time, and there it is on record and all. So that's interesting. Okay, now we're going to give away a mystery tackle box, and this is fascinating. And when I was a teacher, and I like to share these. I always told kids be creative and come up with different things and be happy and enjoy. Well, I checked it how this mystery tackle box started out. It's not that old. It started with the idea was in like 2012. A guy up in Chicago thought about doing this like a monthly. What you do? You subscribe to it. Each month they'll send you a mystery tackle box. So I subscribe. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna give you whatever comes in here. Give it to you once a month. And this, before we look at it, anyway, I checked the company out, and as of now, they have 50,000 subscribers. All right, I checked it out. So I was figuring this out, and they have 2 or 3 plans you can choose from. Just a basic one, or if you want to go to bass one, I got an inshore one. Or if you want to get got 3 or 4 basic plans, and what they do, and okay, I'm going to add this up. It's minimum of $20 a month, but you get probably $40 or $50 worth of tackle. I've already figured that out. And so what they'll do, then they have one like $50. It's like a big old box full of it. So you got different plans. So I'm going to say the average is say $25. So I'm going to multiply 50 times $25. Okay, and that's equal. It's more than that. Okay, times 12. Okay, that's times 12. That's once a month, and that's about. You can see right there. That's bringing in about $15 million a year. I know they got to pay for tackle, but these tackle companies, they donate a lot of this because they want to get people hooked on their tackle. So it's a minimum price. So this guy's bringing in this company from one thought. Now they thought this idea up. And of course, he got mailing costs, but it's got it set up good and all. But anyway, I just was impressed with this company. If I was teaching outdoor ed today, I would tell them about this company and let them do some research on it. $15 million a year. Fascinating. So let's look at our mystery tackle box. I looked at it last night when I opened it up. And here's, okay, we open it up. Now, first thing, we got a nice, now, I don't know if you price these things later. They're $8 to $15. All plugs. You don't. There's not more $2 and $3 plugs. Okay. This is a shrimp. Okay, put out by the Flick company and prawn. Okay, that is I can probably tell you right now. I can take that out today and catch some fish on it. You see that? Okay, that's one. How about some Z-Man? We'll talk about Z-Man. A lot of these inshore captains fish with this Z-Man, and this is a package of Z-Man, all right? And then, how about the Big Bite Bait Company? We've had them when we did our show down at ICAST. We went by the Big Bite booth, and they're actually coming out of Eufaula, Alabama, is where they're from, and some South Alabama boys, and some really nice saltwater baits right here. Okay, you got that. All right, and then you got the jig heads. Okay, Wild Willie got the jig heads to put on any of this on there you want to. When I saw this, I'm not going to do it. I promise I'm going to give you everything comes in the box, but I almost kept this because guess what it is? A gold spoon. A gold spoon. You will catch, there's more redfish caught with a gold spoon than anything out there. So I can guarantee you can catch a redfish with that. And then I got some more stuff in here, some just decals and packages and paperwork, okay? Not bad. And I decided to just add something to it. I just love, because I love this. I'm going to throw in some floating pliers, okay? So that's a mystery tackle box. So let's put it all in there. If you got all this stuff, you can re-gift it, I guess, but that's some good stuff, all right? Oh, and also, I started reading about this. Can you see that? If you catch a fish and take a picture, you Instagram it to them, and then they're going to have a drawing. They can draw names out, and they're going to give more tackle away to that. So, great marketing idea, okay? Here we go, the winner of the Mr. Tackle Box for the month of October. We'll stir them up in here. And the winner is going to be way down here in the bottom. It's going to be this person right here. And it's going to be Brett Donner from Mary Anna. Brett Donner from Mary Anna. Congratulations, Brett. And we're proud you can get that. Let's go ahead and take our final break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a look at our fishing game times today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers. We're looking at 3:07 to 5:07 this morning, and this evening from 3:32 to 5:32. Okay, we want to, I was just telling Jeff that Mr. Tackle Box would have been a great idea to go on Shark Tank with it. I wonder how they would have reacted to it since it was outdoor activity. But anyway, enough on that. But I hadn't watched Shark Tank lately, but it was a fun show. Let's talk about the fall migration. We've been talking about it a lot, but I want to just, for you folks that don't understand what we're talking about, what's going on now? Of course, the fish come up the coast and all. In summertime, these fish around the orange, this is sort of like ground zero. In summertime fishing for the migratory fish, a lot of the king mackerel and all are caught, huge king mackerel are caught out of these areas right through here. Now I'm talking about the eastern Gulf of Mexico. We're not going over the western Gulf. So right now, the water temperature, because of the angle of the sun, not the air temperature, the angle of the sun is a little bit further down. The water temperature is going to drop 1 degree yesterday. So as it starts dropping, these fish, these schools of fish are going to slowly start migrating, okay? And they're not going to go straight down this way. Most of them are going to sort of hug the shoreline. And a lot of times they won't come in this area here, they sort of jump through here. So what fish are we talking about? Well, the bellwether fish, the king mackerel, the cobia are usually some of the big fish that are coming through. But also the Spanish mackerel are coming through, and also the pompano, which is one of my loves. I just love catching pompano. And I know from my experience fishing for a very long time that April in the springtime, April and May, and October in the fall is when I really need to be focusing on. And in fact, I'm going to do some pompano fishing pretty soon because it's the middle of October, and it's going on into November now. The last half of October, all the way through November. And all you got to do is you want to catch these schools as they're coming through, and you'll just have a field day. We've had video where we've caught them before, and you've seen a lot of our video. And I particularly, my favorite place, of course, is fishing here. But you can catch them all through at Tyndall Beach, all through here, and especially down here at St. George Island. You can really catch a lot of these in our area. Also, the flounder. Don't forget about the flounder are gathering up in the bay systems, and I'm going to use our local bay because I know it better than any of them. And they're gathering up, getting ready to come out, and they'll migrate out here, and they'll get on these wrecks and all, and they'll spawn out there and then come back in. So that's going on now. Again, the same reason it's going on is because of the drop in the water temperature. Keep in mind, I haven't talked a lot about it, but man, the mullet, they're really rowing up. What that means, that sack of eggs getting bigger and bigger, and they really, and they're doing the same thing. And we talk about when I was doing my book about the old timers would look out there in the bay and just, see the backs of those mullets. They look at that huge ball of mullet out there. What it was, just talking about a big old round circle of mullet, and that's when they would circle them up. And it was this time of the year, it was the fall of the year, all of this is going on. So the big thing on the king mackerel, if there's one place I can tell you to go fishing, I don't think it's going to show up here. It's called the whistle buoy. More fish, now listen to me carefully, more fish have been caught off the whistle buoy, which is right out here. The whistle buoy is right out, you can't help but, as you come out the pass, you'll see the whistle buoy off here. More fish have been caught off the whistle buoy than any mark out there in our local area, okay? Fish for the whistle buoy. Most people catch your bait, you'll go in and just throw it there and jig them up, okay, with a little gold hook and all. and then you get live bait and just get off the whistle buoy, get off a little bit, and just toss it out there and free line it. And when the kings are coming through, I mean that more fish been caught in that area than anywhere in one particular area, even off the pier and all. The mahi, okay, it has been so. The last 4 or 5 weeks we've talked about it on the show over and over again. Again, it has been a phenomenal year on the mahi. Everybody's been catching them, and it's just been a healthy year on the mahi. So let me go ahead and do while I'm up here, because tomorrow I'm gonna have some guests. But the best fishing for this weekend, if you just want to go, I'll go ahead and go down to Mexico Beach, do some surf fishing. I think you're gonna get some of the scouts coming through. Remember now, the record pompano was caught in St. Joe Bay in the month of October in the bay. So be aware of that. But anyway, trout and the redfish has been phenomenal. Now, it's supposed to rain a little bit some, but don't let that deter you, because this weekend there are going to be some nice redfish caught. Trout fishing has been so-so. You know, last week when I had Captain Roy on that Friday, I had friends call me and said, do not tell anybody to go have a guest on, tell them to go somewhere like Captain Roy tells them, because people are going to listen to them. And they said over there at Burnt Mill Creek or Steelfield, they couldn't stir the boats with a stick at Steelfield, because Captain Roy said that's where they were. But Choctawhatchee Bay has been really strong with redfish and trout. It hadn't been big trout, and it hadn't been a mini trout, but the redfish, a lot of redfish in Choctawhatchee Bay, St. Joe Bay, Apalachicola Bay, and of course the local bay here. So this redfishing will be great this weekend. You're gonna fish on the upper end of the bay systems. Okay, and keep in mind the king mackerel bite is going to be strong. Probably within the next week or two, it's going to really kick off strong. But that fall migration is starting. Okay, going to wrap it up for today. We've got some guests coming in tomorrow, and we'll do our famous Friday giveaway too on the Tarpon Dock seafood. So we're going to wrap it up for today. If you have any questions on this, shoot me a line or something. I'll try to get back with you and all. But throw that cast net out and catch you some mullet. Have a great day. Do something good today for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.